Hello and welcome to Cheney Sixth Form. My name's Kate Hackett, I'm Head of Sixth Form here, and I am here to introduce you to some staff and students who will give you an overview of the Sixth Form, and we'll follow this with a question and answer session. We'd be grateful if you could keep your microphones on mute this evening so that we don't disturb other people. We're really sorry we won't be able to do a live event because I know that those informal interactions with staff and students are really useful and help you make your decisions. And we hope that we've got a balance of things that will partly replace that over the next few days. You'll see in front of you now our vision statement for Cheney Sixth Form. We are immensely proud of our students and what they achieve and how that they influence the rest of the school, and I hope you'll see that this evening. Our journey to improvement isn't just about results, as you'll see this evening, but this one mention of results I think is worth making. From 2017 to 2019, we're particularly pleased in the progress of our students overall, and their progress score is a measure of how they progress from their GCSEs to their A-levels. And you'll see in front of you that in 2019, our progress score was well above the English average. And it shows that our students across the board, all of them on average, not just our most able, but all students are achieving well above the level we'd expect of them. And our A-level average points in 2019 was also comfortably above the English average. So overall, great achievement from our students. And in 2020 and 21, we are hoping to make similar amounts of progress, but you won't find these results on any national comparison website because schools have agreed not to publish for those years.
My name's Sarah Warbrick and I'm the pastoral leader in Sixth Form. So you might be wondering, what is a typical day in Sixth Form like? So for each of your subjects, and most students will be studying 3 subjects, you will receive 9 hours of teaching over a fortnight. So that will be 27 hours of teaching, plus you'll get 2 hours of tutor time. So no regular tutor time in the morning apart from the first 3 weeks, but you have 2 hours of tutor time planned into the school day every fortnight. Plus you've got 1 assembly in the 2 weeks. So that, for most students, that means you'll have about 30 hours of face-to-face contact with teachers. The other 20 hours is your personal study time. And you will be using that in year 12. You'll be using the study areas around Sixth Form and then the library. And those are times for you to do your homework, your personal study work, assignments, group work, and it's really important that you use those times well. One of the great things about working in Sixth Form is seeing how our students grow in maturity over the 2 years that they're with us, and seeing them leaving school at the end of year 13, confident in their skills, managing their own time and work, and just seeing the amazing range of extracurricular experiences and skills that they've gained, seeing those on their UCAS applications and on their CVs. So as we've talked about, students' timetables in Sixth Form are very different, and one of the ways in which they grow in responsibility over the 2 years with us is thinking about how students use those study hours in their timetables each week. So one of the ways that we help them is that at the beginning of Sixth Form, at the start of year 12, students are expected to be in school from 8:30 till 3 every day. But if everything's going well, we start to give them the freedom to be able to leave school at lunchtime, for example, if they don't have a lesson in the afternoon. And by the end of 13, their freedoms will have gradually increased so that then students have the autonomy and the freedom to come and go from school based around their own timetables. So they can use they can use their own judgment about how best to use and where best to use that time, that study time. And that might be in school, which is great. It might be at home, or it might be at Brookes University next door, which has got a fabulous range of study spaces that our students can use. So other opportunities in Sixth Form include volunteering with the lower school, so for example TAing in lower school classes, running our sixth form coffee bar, volunteering to help out, run our clubs and committees that benefit the whole school, and also showcasing the school at key events like this one. So in a nutshell, our students in sixth form are role models for the rest of the school and for our younger students, and help us to set a really positive culture for the school. Thank you.
Good evening, my name is Vicky Berry and I am the Assistant UCAS Lead here at Cheney School, as well as one of the 5 super tutors with the remit of mental health and wellbeing. So within the sixth form study, most students will choose to study 3 subjects, which can be either 3 A-levels or BTECs or a combination of the 2. Some exceptional students do choose to study 4 subjects in year 12. However, it is the norm for students to continue 3 subjects into year 13, and universities only ever ask for 3 qualifications. Alongside the subjects that students are studying, they participate in the extended curriculum in their tutor study 1 hour per week. And now these lessons are comprised of 5 different remits, namely the next steps, contemporary issues, leadership and volunteering, study skills and independent learning, and mental health and wellbeing. And the 5 super tutors create this curriculum and scheme of work and choose to deliver an enriched programme during our tutor sessions. The students then also are participating in community service, which has previously been discussed, and they can also choose to participate in extracurricular activities, including the Duke of Edinburgh or the EPQ.
Hello, my name is Lucy Jackson and I'm one of the academic mentors within the sixth form team. We have a wide variety of support on offer to sixth formers throughout their time with us. This includes a fantastic pastoral team, Sarah Warbrick and Anne Blair. They provide drop-in support or focused pastoral support. Each student will be allocated a tutor who they spend 1 hour a week with on the tutor programme, but they're also there to support them throughout their academic studies. We have 2 school counsellors and a school nurse, as well as the MHST mental health team that are on site and available for us to use. There is a 16 to 19 bursary fund. This means that if you receive 3 school meals or you are a pupil premium in year 11, you would be eligible to access some of the funds there in order to support you with academic resources or support you in attending sixth form. It's not just available to students who are pupil premium or receive free school meals. It can be open to anyone, and each case is considered on a case-by-case basis. We also have a mentoring team, which I'm part of. We tend to work with students in a very small group or one-to-one. We look at managing the transition from GCSE to A-level, time management skills, independent study skills, revision skills, organisation, etc. We're there to ensure that each student really achieves their potential. Subject staff or the sixth form team can make recommendations to refer students to the mentoring team, or students can refer themselves if they'd like a little bit of extra support. We also have some fantastic links with external companies. For example, Oxford Brookes. They come in and they run study skills session with students, and they do UCAS support, and they also offer a residential trip to find out what university is like. So we have lots of opportunities and support available to students throughout their 2 years.
I'm David Jimson, and I lead on UCAS and careers advice and on the extended project. We all very much look forward to working with you on your ideas for your future after Cheney, from the moment you apply in year 11 to year 13 results day and beyond. We're very keen to support you if you want to apply for the most competitive university courses at Oxbridge or in medicine, law, engineering, architecture, and other areas. In your tutor lessons, in assemblies, and in many extra events, you will be able to decide what you most want to do and how to get there. We're very interested in supporting students who want to take a broad range of paths. There are many excellent apprenticeships now on offer, sometimes alongside full degree programs, as well as the 50,000 different courses offered at British universities. Cheney has a very broad extracurricular programme. You may want to consider doing an EPQ, an extended essay completed over 10 months from January of year 12 to November of year 13 on any subject you're interested in. This year we had projects on fractals, Chinese youth culture, dance and social change, Spanish-based creoles, the prospects for peace in Syria, Jane Austen, Benazir Bhutto, American presidents, the teaching of controversial history in the UK and Israel, race in the Oscars, colonialism and climate change, Japanese-Korean relations, and how animals moved from sea to land. The EPQ is great fun, and I strongly recommend it.
Hi, I'm William, and I study history, Latin, and philosophy. Just adding on to what Mr. Jimpson said there, I want to emphasise just how truly amazing the UCAS experience at Cheney is. I had my personal statement read about 10 times before it was sent off by different people to prove it was really as good as it could be. And the number of mock interviews they set up for us with different people was also really useful, and I don't know what I would have done without it. So that's definitely something to consider. But I want to talk to you about the Student Senior Leadership Team. This is a group of about 15 students, and it's split up into about 6 different committees. These committees focus on specific issues, things like improving students' mental health and focusing on the climate crisis, for example. But the highlight for me personally are the weekly meetings we have where any idea can be brought up by any member and we can try and improve the school in whatever way we can think of. So we organised a multi-faith prayer room for lunches, which is really exciting. We managed to reduce the amount of plastic in the canteen as well, which is really good. And we've been trying to organise a workshop for the Year 11s, you guys in fact, to learn more about the sixth form, and we hope that's all really exciting for you. I'm looking forward to hearing about all the success you guys have as an SSLT in a couple of years from now. Thank you for listening to me.
Hi, I'm Yasmin. I'm in Year 13. I'm one of the head students, and I study history, chemistry and Latin, and I have a little something to say about what makes Cheney so great. So, as for the supercurricular things, many of you will know how spectacular the school shows are, but we also get plenty of talks from outside speakers organised by either students on the Enrichment Committee, Mr. Jimpson, Dr. Robinson, the sixth form team, and even in the last few months we've had talks from Dr. Matthew Snape from the Oxford vaccine trial and Alistair Campbell, which, other than being very interesting uses of our assembly slots, are also great things to be able to put on your UCAS to really make them stand out when you eventually get around to doing them. I won't spend ages talking about all of the great subjects and extracurriculars you can do, though I'm obviously biased in favour of the Latin and Classics departments. But I will say that it's always great to be able to spend one of my free periods hanging out with school dog Maxie. Some of the biggest differences between Year 11 and sixth form are the independence that you get. That comes in the form of your own workspaces in the ground floor of LBOC and the library, the control over your time, like Miss Warbrick mentioned. If you take 3 subjects, you should expect to have some 20 study periods in a fortnight, which, when you use them properly, mean that the workload is more than manageable. Of course, the food, with the coffee hatch, which is open before lunch in the up until lunch in the canteen, and Pam's Dine in sixth form area. If you play it right, you may never have to stand in one of the really long queues again. And of course, the freedoms, which, when you get them, mean that you can choose when and where to work that's best for you. As for, and there are some things about Cheney being a particularly small sixth form which are absolutely amazing. First being the class sizes. My average class size is less than 10 people, which for online lessons and in-person lessons alike have meant that teachers have been able to tailor the way they're teaching to make sure that we know what we're doing. It's a privilege I massively appreciate. And of course, the support that you get from the sixth form team. I remember trying to send in university essays and coming to lots of problems, which they were able to swiftly take care of. So it was all fine in the end. At the end of the day, the modules, in my experience, have been well chosen. The content is interesting, and especially for subjects which you take over from GCSE into A-level, as long as you understand that GCSE content, when you come in September, you will be completely set.
I know that joining a new school can be really difficult, but for me, joining Cheney sixth form was probably the easiest thing that I've had to do. The sixth form team really took me in on my first day and assigned me a buddy who showed me around school and introduced me to the rest of the year group. Despite being slightly intimidated by a new environment, I was put at ease by not only teachers, but by my new peers who I can happily say now are probably going to be my friends for life. I know it's quite a step up from GCSE to A-level, but it's also a new chapter, and I think that what better way of starting your new chapter but by becoming a Cheney student.
And just a few more things from me before our question and answer. So the timeline of how to apply is in front of you now. Applications are open. You can apply whenever you want and keep editing up to the deadline of the 9th of February. Please make sure, that's about 12 days time. Please make sure that you're done by then. Following that, we will have some interviews, phone conversations with some of you, just to make sure that you've applied for the right thing. We'll be talking to your subject teachers and looking at your report grades and making sure that we think you've got courses down that will suit you really well. You'll receive a written or an email offer from us in April or thereabouts, and that's to confirm the courses that we're offering you are definitely running and that you have a place on them. Freshers' Day or Ready for Sixth Form will then happen after you've finished all your GCSE assessments. And that is a chance for you to make sure you're really ready for the courses that you've put down, that you understand what the sixth form's like, and that you have some summer holiday work ready to do. And that should be really enriching and exciting, not something that's problematic to do. Then Results Day, we expect to be the 27th of August. It might change a little. And that is your chance to finalise what you'd like to do. The start of term is the 2nd of September, and that will be face-to-face, we hope, normal timetable and lessons, we hope. We'll just have to see. But by the end, certainly end of September, we'd expect that you've finalised exactly what you want to do and that you're on the right courses for you. The application form is linked to the school website and is also linked in the presentation. Please make sure before you start to fill that in that you are logged on as a Cheney student with your normal password so that you can access that. Otherwise, it will refuse to let you in. It is for students to apply, not for parents, but obviously help and support with the application is really useful. And finally, information that's on our school website. You'll find some videos, some of them made by one of our ex-students, which are really lovely, and we'd love you to watch them, about the sixth form in general and about our faculties. There are some slightly less glossy videos made by teachers and students about each of the subjects, but we hope these are also really informative, even if not quite so glossy. You'll find also an information booklet, a course guide, and the application form. Please look at the website carefully and then send through any further questions you have. Stay with us now, please, and we will go on to some frequently asked questions. Thank you for joining us so far, and we'll see you again in a second.